Greetings, one and all, and I hope you're well. I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone in this video. Partly I'm making the most of my time with the Shure Beta 58, because I've got to go back to my friend shortly. A couple more videos I want to do with it. So it's an opportunity to compare it to some other mics, and it's these two, the Sennheiser e945 and the Beyerdynamic V70d. But the reason being, somebody in the past mentioned about character mics, and in one of the reviews I was reading on Sound magazine mentioned that, which I've often wondered, these big old Neumanns that cost thousands of pounds, I thought surely they can't be better than, really, more accurate than modern mics. And he mentioned that it's for their character. So they're kind of a character mic, which may or may not suit certain voices, I suppose. And it occurred to me that these three kind of are, because they've got such a, a true mic would be something like this, which is as close as I can get to a true mic, which is what my voice sounds like. A mic that imposes its own character on my voice, which may be good or may not. It's like salt and sugar. Do you want salt and sugar in your stew? Or not sugar, presumably, but, yeah, it's like salt and sugar. Do you want that, and you get used to it, or whatever? What I've got here then is written down from the website, what the character of these mics are. They state the character, what it will impose upon your voice. So, Shure, on their very good website, excellent as always, well, every part that I've looked at for what I've been looking for, can find things easily, lots of information, there's historical stuff, you can get the diagrams, all very easy. What they say about this one, the Beta 58, is it has a big sound, a full sound, for sound that commands the attention of the entire crowd. What can we make of that, if anything? Big sound, full sound. Often, a big sound for me means lots of highs and lots of lows, so it kind of sounds big. It commands the attention of the entire crowd, which it may do. If I give you a stew with too much salt, it will command your attention. Or make some pudding with too much sugar, it'll get your attention. What I mean by that is, for these mics, I've used this analogy before. If I take a photograph in a crowd and people are all wearing there's somebody, famous person say, wearing a bright red outfit there, it's going to get your attention. So it's something that's sticking out, if you like, gets your attention. I wasn't going to say that now, but I'm going to say it now. It does make me wonder then, when you use these mics, and the equivalent of this one would be the 57A, some guy was saying, yeah, because of that attention-grabbing thing, it pushes the mic out. But I don't really get it, because they use these mics on the guitar and the drums, the 57A with the same capsule. I don't get it. They use it on all the other things as well. So everything's over-salted or too much sugar, and everything's competing. And I'm thinking maybe just, let's have a great reset. Oops. And now we've got new technology and better equipment, and maybe that's a historical thing that just goes on and on. I don't know. So that's what they say. So there's obviously a character there. It tells you what the character is. What about the e945? Let's see what they say about the character of the e945. It says, e945, rich in detail, the ideal choice when vocals really have to cut through. Rich in detail, so we've got some detail there about it. I guess that means resolution. Ideal choice when the voice really has to cut through, or the vocals really have to cut through. Doesn't really tell me anything. Anyway, what can we expect from that? I'd expect resolution, and I'd expect something going on, like the salt or the sugar, which makes me go, oh. The Beyerdynamic V70d. Extremely detailed sound. Are they saying resolution again? Superb feedback rejection. That's an important thing. And what's that say? Oh, and even reinforces the bass to support less powerful voices. don't know whether to say even, because a lot of mics do, and a lot of them are trying to get rid of that proximity and the bass. Anyway, I've obviously left it in this one, is what it seems to me. Prices: Shure, £169. Sennheiser, £154. Beyerdynamic, £144. So all in the same ballpark of what I'd call mid-range professional microphones, dynamics. Looking at the frequency charts, you can see, in a sense, pretty similar. What am I going to make? Unfortunately, as always, nothing's quite the same. I've lined up the 20 hertz and the 100 as best I can, and 20 kilohertz. And but in terms of dB at the sides there, I think the Shure and the Beyerdynamic are the same. I don't know. Maybe the Sennheiser is, but it's obviously using a different sort of... Anyway, never mind. So, and there's no proximity trace on the others, which would have been interesting. Looking at the Beyerdynamic and the Sennheiser, look pretty similar across the middle. The Sennheiser at round about 2K has a sudden rise and then a plateau, then a little dip and a little rise at 10. The Beyer starts just over 2 fairly gently and then accelerates up to about what is that? 7 or 8, and then tails off. The Shure, pretty flat through the middle. Unfortunately, I've cut off the frequency responses for the Shure down the bottom, so I can't see what they are, but we know that that's 20 at the far end, so that's 10. So yes, around 10 there's a bit of a hump, and there must be a hump around about, it's going to be about the same as the other mics above the top there, with a little dip in the middle. So all of them got a rise, considerable rise at the top there, but with a slightly different shape. Of course, frequency isn't everything. It's resolution and whether any distortion and blah, 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 and all the rest of it. Physical size comparison, weight and handling. Shure is the lightest, I feel. Possibly the Beyer the heaviest. You can check it out online if it matters to you. That's how it feels to me at the moment. The Shure's the lightest. The other two, I think the Beyer is the heaviest. Frequency charts we've done, each compared sonically to the SV33. So some of you might wonder, what am I doing with a studio mic here? And comparing these stage mics to them. I realise it's maybe not ideal in some ways, but I've got to do something. So the idea of this is that it's what my voice sounds like if you were in the room. Impossible, I know. But you've got to have a microphone. So no character. If you see the chart, I'll find it and put it on. Chart for this, frequency chart, pretty much flat. So no character in terms of frequency. Not doing anything to my voice, making it sound like that, or making it sound like that, or making it do anything else. And it's known to be fast. So it starts and stops. There's going to be the detail and the clarity. So it's as good as I can get. Like, I don't know if there's anything better in the world. Maybe there is. I don't know. But it's as good as I've got. So the idea then is that when I compare these to this, you will at least hear what tonal character this is putting on my voice. I know it's important about, it's got to be used on stage, so you've got pops to consider and blah, 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 all sorts of things they've got to do, which probably will affect the tonal character. But I've got to, it's the best I can do. So first of all, it's really just tonal character when comparing it to this. So that's what I'm going to do straight away with the Beyerdynamic V70D, the Beyerdynamic V70D coming up. Now I'm on the Beyerdynamic V70D, and what do I hear immediately? I hear the boost at the top there, and I hear a little bit of that warm coming through, and I can hear that it's a little bit dynamic down there. So in other words, a little bit slow, a little bit blurry. I think it's sort of a little bit of overshoot or something going on there. So that's what I hear immediately. That's what I hear immediately. And let me bring it a bit closer. That's what I hear immediately. You can hear then that the proximity is still in there. That's what I hear immediately. And it's good about there. Good about there. So you can hear the character that it puts on my voice, going back to the SV33. Now I'm on the SV33, and this is as best as I can do what I sound like in the room. I'm going to move over to the Sennheiser e945. Now I'm on the Sennheiser e945, and it's a little bit, first thing I notice is being shut in a bit. Again, that sizzle at the top there, Is it really needed these days? We've got better, modern PAs. I don't know. Yeah, a little bit of boom, there, and the low end truncated somewhat for me. Well, it is truncated. It might not matter for you because your voice doesn't go that low. Even though, as I've said many times before, female voices, you'd be surprised if they start truncating too high, takes away some of the warmth. Anyway, that's what I hear on that. Going back to the SV33. Now I'm back on the SV33, and you can hear what it's like. You can also hear maybe what happens is once you get used to that salt and the sugar, you take it away, and you start to think, oh, am I missing something? Well, you are. You're missing salt and sugar. Good for you to be missing salt and sugar. Now, going to move on to the Beta 58A. Now I'm on the Beta 58A. And what do I notice immediately? I notice it's shut in, and it's the same as that top thing going on there, and a little bit of I noticed that going on, and somehow not very clear to me. Okay, I'm going to go between them, one another, each of them. So stay on this for the minute, 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 the Beta 58A, on the Beta 58A, moving over to the Sennheiser. Now I'm on the Sennheiser. Both of them have got that going to the 58A. Back to the Sennheiser. Back to the Sennheiser. Can you hear that's different? Maybe it's me. I'm trying not to do it with my voice. So that area there, that's where the 58 pushes its character onto my voice. 58A coming up. So it's that sharp edge up there which doesn't suit my voice. Back on the Sennheiser, I'm aware of that. On the Sennheiser, I'm aware of that. Is that there on the 58A? Not so much. My God, you've got to fiddle about and sort yourself out, don't you? That's why I just rather have things flat. You don't have to do all this. So what you might find yourself doing, I'm on the Beta. What you might find yourself doing then is I'm going to say something. I'm going to say it now. Sorry to interrupt the video and fiddle about. But if I forget, I forget. And anyways, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Good God, 33. What are you going to do when you want to buy a microphone? You've got to fiddle about with all that, isn't it? So I've got that on the 85 Beta 58A, which I don't like. But the lower down, yeah, that's okay. On the Sennheiser, I haven't got that so I prefer that. But lower down, I've got so that's no good either. Neither of them. Neither any good. What are you going to do? You're going to try them all? You're going to buy them all? Most of the mics I reviewed I bought. That's why I stopped once I got my relationship with the rock bottom over the road. I can't afford it anymore. With the rock bottom over the road, which is great. So I've got a few to go through there, and that's why I borrowed my friends, and I'm hunting around for mics to try. But what are you going to do? What happens normally is just, I'm going to do a video with this one, another one I've got to do with this one before it goes to Shure, because this is my friend's. She's also got the Neumann KMS 105. So I'm going to compare those two, and we ask ourselves, why has she got those? Well, I'll tell you why. She thought, everybody said get an SM58, as everybody says without even trying them. And then somebody thought the Beta is better. Sure, on their website say Beta doesn't mean better. But they thought, oh, it's an upgrade. It's better. So she got that. Then later on, I recommended the Neumann. I'm afraid in the early days, and I'm afraid I recommended it without her trying it. I said the same thing that people say And I do apologise, it's ridiculous. Oh, it's a good mic. Well, of course it's a good mic, they're all good mics. But she didn't try it. So I'm going to compare those two. Then I take this back to her, and then some other time in the future, I'm going to use her voice and bring something else and go through those. So that's the difficulty, isn't it? That just stopped, interrupted there because that just really brought it up to me. So where were we? Oh, let's try the low end on these two. Now I'm on the beta. Now I'm on the beta. And of course, because there's no low end, I get loads of now I'm on the beta. Now I'm on the beta, which is no good for me. Now I'm on the Sennheiser. Now I'm on the Sennheiser. So the Sennheiser brings in a little bit of that underneath. And then it seems like the mid's sunk and I've got at the top. No good for me. All right, what am I going to compare this to? Now, bringing this on, this is less characterful, really. There's still that stuff going on the top. Let's compare it to the Shure. This is the Beyerdynamic. This is the Beyerdynamic. This is the Shure. This is the Shure. This is the Shure. This is the Shure. This is the Beyerdynamic. This is the Beyerdynamic. So what I noticed with the Beyerdynamic, it seems to me, it's like a sizzle at the top there, but it does seem to me to be faster. It does seem to me to be faster. Beyerdynamic. Sure. What I mean by that is, it seems to resolve the detail in that complex breath pattern, so if you can hear into it, whereas the Shure seems to kind of smear it a bit like the 58, which you might like. Beyer. Seems more expansive. Seems more expansive. So, what about the low end? Well, we know, we can guess. The Beyer. The Beyer. The Beyer. The Shure. The Shure. The Sennheiser, which I'm going to turn up a bit. The Sennheiser. Is that enough of that? I think it probably is. I think I can hear differences. I hope you can, and you can you can do what you like with them. You've got to try and match them to your voice. But I think because my voice has got a lot of frequency in it, because it goes low and obviously high frequencies and harmonics and stuff are there, you might be able to get some idea. Here we are, coming around to side, coming around to side, coming around to side, coming around to side. This is the Sennheiser, tight rejection, coming around to side, coming around to side, and a bit of leakage at the back there, so I'm suspecting supercardioid, tight there, tight there, tight there, tight there, and on axis, and it's quite smooth there. A little bit careful, because you're going to be there, you'll start to go off axis, but there you go. This is the Shure, which I've just done in the review before, so we know we come around to the side there and come around to the side, and it's very tight there, very tight, tighter than the Sennheiser, I feel. Going around to the back there, going around to the back, and there's leakage there as well, but not too much round the back on the Shure. This is the the Shure's supercardio as well. This is the Beyerdynamic, coming around to the side, 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 coming around. Wow, tight as well round there. Coming around to the side, coming around to the side, coming around to the side. Some leakage there, more than the Shure, I think. So I suspect, all of these, I should have done my homework, forgive me. All of these, I suspect, are supercardioid. I'll do the pops. Just let me untangle myself here for a second. Sticking with the Beyer, which goes low, so we expect them, it'd be very difficult to get rid of all the pops, often not to be heard. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Who do you think you're fooling? Who do you think you're fooling? Who do you think you're fooling? Whilst I'm at it, I'll do that. So it's okay. You've got to be careful. Be careful. I'll do the handling. Okay, it goes low, so again, it's going to be difficult, isn't it? This is a Sennheiser. Yeah, handling as well, higher frequency. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled... Pretty good on that. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Who do you think you're fooling? Who do you think you're fooling? Who do you think you're fooling? So I think a little bit better than the buyer. It doesn't go as low. Who do you think you're fooling? But I think around that area it seems to me to be better. This is a Shure. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Good on that. Interesting in handling lower, even though the mic doesn't go lower than the other two, but about the same perhaps. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Who do you think you're fooling? Who do you think you're fooling? Who do you think you're fooling? Who? 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 Only reason I did that, I think it gives an idea of the mic's character just from that, with the ooh and the breath noise there. Said the duck to the kangaroo, good gracious, how you hop, over the land and water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you, said the duck to the kangaroo. Said the duck to the kangaroo, how charmingly sweet you hop, over the land and water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you, said the duck to the kangaroo. Said the duck to the kangaroo, how charmingly sweet you hop, over the land and water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you, said the duck to the kangaroo. Said the duck to the kangaroo, how charmingly sweet you hop, over the land and water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you, said the duck to the kangaroo. Which would I choose, and why? If it was going to be my only mic. You can only have one mic, sir, I'm saying to myself, and you've got to choose one of these three. Well, straight away I can tell you it will be the Beyerdynamic V70D. And why? Does have a character, but less so. And the character it has, I think, is more benign, less offensive, if you like. So that's why. But that's me. And you are you. See you next time.